season here on Fox. We got a week one matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons here in the NFC Showdown here on the National Football League. And Kirk Cousins going up against a high-powered offense and defense of the Atlanta Falcons, who ranked first in points per game last season, and the defense was unstoppable. And Vic Beasley, who had a career high of 25.5 sacks last season against all the NFL teams in the National Football League. Welcome to U.S. Bank Stadium. Welcome to Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is your home for Super Bowl 53 on Fox in America in Week 1 of the season here in the National Football League. The Atlanta Falcons here to take on the Atlanta Falcons, and it's Matt Ryan and the Falcons here to take on the Minnesota Vikings in an NFC Showdown here on Fox. Minnesota won the toss. They had the first, so Atlanta will get the ball to start the first half. And Dan Bailey will start this game. And welcome to the National Football League in Week 1 of 2019. Marvin Hall takes it out of the end zone. And Marvin Hall with a lot of room to run. Down to about the 35-yard line. Dalvin Cook was in on the stop for Minnesota. And here comes the Atlanta Falcons offense on the field. Last season, the Atlanta Falcons finished hot last season, and they played high and strong against all the teams in the NFL they played. Meanwhile, his first catch was made from Austin Hooper, the tight end. And all the weapons on display for Matt Ryan. He's got weapons all over the place. You got Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu, Taylor Gabriel, and these high-powered receivers are unstoppable. And Julio Jones has his first reception for 23 yards on the reception. Good for another Atlanta first down. This passing attack last season for the Falcons is unstoppable. Matt Ryan throwing over 300 yards passing, and wide open is Taylor Gabriel, and he's in for the Atlanta touchdown. 3 plays, 3 first downs. They scored on their opening possession last year in 13 straight games. And here the Falcons struck first here in Week 1 in the National Football League. Bryant's kick is good. It's 7-0 Atlanta here in Week 1 in Minneapolis. This team was tied for the league low with 11 giveaways offensively last season. And Minnesota, and Conley takes a knee, and a fair catch as it results as a touchback, and Kirk Cousins leads the Minnesota offense on the field. Kirk Cousins had a spectacular season. He went to the Washington Redskins and he got traded and had a big contract with a 6-year contract with the Minnesota Vikings. Passes caught to Stephon Diggs for a 35-yard reception, good for a Minnesota first down, working against Desmond Trufant. Dalvin Cook's in the backfield. And Dalvin Cook, nowhere to go, gets dropped behind the line of scrimmage by Deidre Sanat and Grady Jarrett. With this defense for the Atlanta Falcons, it's going to be unstoppable. You have Dalvin Cook, and then Paul Warlow and Grady Jarrett come in to make the play, but Warlow was in there first for the defense. This was a high-powered defense last season for the Falcons, and this defense's philosophy is when they get turnovers, they don't stop. Kirk Cousins throws, and the pass incomplete for Adam Thielen, who is their primary target here in this game. And it's 3rd and 13 coming up. Cousins to throw, and the pass is caught by Stephon Diggs, and he's short of a first down with a 3-and-out for the Minnesota offense. And looks like Matt Weil will kick it back to Atlanta, the punter who went to Atlanta. He was second field to Matt Bosher for the Falcons, and Andre Roberts won't return it. Ryan throws on the run. Wide open is Austin Hooper. What a catch! along the sideline, good for 25 yards on the reception by the tight end out of Stanford, Austin Hooper. Ryan had a world of time and throws a great pass along the sideline, and Austin Hooper was able to keep his feet in bounds to secure that football. Ryan throws a screen to back door to Tevin Coleman, still going. Down at the 40-yard line, Linville Joseph brings him down. No stopping these backs for the Atlanta Falcons. You got two excellent backs, Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman. And Tevin Coleman shows you why he's so good in the passing game. He's the most explosive out of the two running backs for this offense. And he shows you why he's so good for this offense for the Falcons. Ryan throws to Devontae Freeman out of the backfield, another first-year back out of Florida State. Falcons offense is on the move. Pass is caught. Julio Jones he's to the 11-yard line. They ran Everson Griffin out of the play. Here's Freeman. And a gain of 2, second and 8 coming up, and to start the second quarter. It's Ryan out to his left, looking for Jones. He's got a touchdown. An absolute clinic put on by the Falcons offensively here in this first half, and they add to their lead with a 14-0 lead over the Minnesota Vikings. Great play by Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. Julio Jones runs a nice route, working on Xavier Rhodes, and they couldn't try to stop that matchup today. For Matt Bryant with the extra point is good. Drilled down the middle, and it's a 14-0 game. With 1:36 left in the first half. Here comes the Minnesota offense back out on the field. And Conley takes a knee. And here comes Kirk Cousins to lead the offense, who signed a big contract for the Minnesota Vikings, a 6-year contract, and that was worth a lot of money. And Adam Thielen has his second reception of the game, good for 6 yards on the reception of Kirk Cousins. Dalvin Cook's in the backfield. Cook in the backfield. Intercepted. Up into the air and down with it is DeMonte Casey. His first interception of the year for DeMonte Casey. And Kirk Cousins and the offense will get off the field with a turnover defensively by the Falcons. He was working this Treadwell, and DeMonte Casey with great coverage behind Treadwell, and he comes up to make the turnover for the Falcons offense. Ryan throws downfield looking for Jones. He's got it. He's to the 25-yard line. Great job for Julio Jones. He's got weapons all over the place. And Matt Ryan on a handoff to Devontae Freeman. And this offense is clicking here against the Minnesota Vikings. Freeman on a handoff with a huge first down for the Falcons. Pass is incomplete. Eric Kendricks was on the coverage on Devontae Freeman. Second and goal. Gets to the edge. Spin move, touchdown Atlanta. And a good block by Austin Hooper, the young tight end. And Devontae Freeman with a good start and his first touchdown of the game. And, well, Andy Levitre, you're gonna see him coming off the block and working against Anthony Barr. Actually, Eric Kendricks. You see, Freeman just spins his way into the end zone. There's 55 seconds left, but it's a 21-0 lead. After that interception by DeMonte Casey, there's This offense is really clicking, especially for the defensive backs for the Atlanta Falcons. And Conley takes a knee, and this results in a touchback. And after that interception, Kirk Cousins is back out on the field. After that costly turnover by KZ. This is why the defense is so dangerous, because once they get far out the field with their tremendous speed and athleticism, it's hard to get past these defensive backs and defensive front for the Atlanta Falcons. Dalvin Cook has a handoff for 11 yards on the pickup, and Vic Beasley makes the tackle, and it's a first down out to the 35-yard line for the Falcons. And Kirk Cousins to throw on first down, passes caught Adam Thielen for 5 yards on the reception, and the Vikings will take their second timeout. The Falcons are left with all three timeouts. The Vikings have one. Dalvin Cook in the backfield along with Kyle Rudolph in motion. High snap. Cousins is sacked. Back on Atlanta's side of the 40. Dejan Sanat was in on the stop. And this defensive front for the Falcons is unstoppable. It's some great pass rush for the Falcons. Bruce Irvin and Dejan Sanat, they come up to make the pressure on Kirk Cousins, and that's been a big development last season for the Falcons. Meanwhile, Kyle Rudolph is in motion. There's Cousins to throw downfield, looking for Stephon Diggs. He's got it. Right at the 32-yard line for Stephon Diggs, good for 26 yards on the reception. There's Cousins to throw. Pass is caught. Dalvin Cook with another first down and more. Inside the 17 of the Falcons with 18 seconds left, and the Minnesota Vikings are on the move. Here's Cousins to throw. Pass is caught. Rudolph, the tight end, for 3 yards on the reception. Deion Jones was in on the tackle on Kyle Rudolph, the tight end. All the weapons on display for Minnesota, and Kirk Cousins has a lot of weapons to deal with. You got Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs, and this guy, Kyle Rudolph. Here's Kyle Rudolph again. A gain of 4 with third down and 3 coming up for the Vikings. No timeouts remain. The clock continues to run. And that's the end of the first half here in US Bank Stadium. Falcons 21, Minnesota nothing. And coming up is the Visa halftime report. Coming up the Visa halftime, we got Gronk in Miami and AJ Green in the Bengals working against the Cleveland Browns. Actually the Bengals are going up against the Ravens, and Big Ben and the Steelers will host the Browns. And meanwhile, the Rams take on the Eagles here in the NFC matchup of the year, America's Game of the Week. Jared Goff working against Nick Foles for the offense, and the Green Bay Packers take on the Carolina Panthers here on Fox. And on CBS, the Colts take on the Jaguars here on CBS next week. And that's it for the Visa halftime report. I'm here to start the second half. Minnesota does get the ball to start the first half. They had elected to defer, and Matt Bryant will kick it away for the start of the second half. And Conley takes a knee, and Kirk Cousins back out on the field. 19 plays that the Falcons ran in the first half, which was pretty nice. And handoff is to Dalvin Cook with a lot of room to run. And with a reception good for 4 yards on the pickup. And Keanu Neal was in on the stop. Rudolph split wide to the right. On a play action, pass is caught. Stephon Diggs out to the 40-yard line. Stephon Diggs, who's become a major weapon for Kirk Cousins in the offense, a gain of 14 yards. C.J. Ham and Dalvin Cook in the backfield. Pass is caught. Diggs down at midfield. He's the primary receiver so far in this game, along with Adam Thielen and Kyle Rudolph. Play action for Kirk Cousins. Can't find anyone. Looking downfield, and it's almost hung up in the air and almost intercepted by Keanu Neal. There goes the pass rush for you. You see Bruce Irvin breaks away from the tackle, allows that pressure, and Paul Warlow comes up to try to make the hit on Kirk Cousins and Keanu Neal with great coverage on Adam Thielen. There was no flags on the play. Adam Thielen was looking for a penalty, and they're not going to get one. Here's Adam Thielen still going, brought down by Ricardo Allen. And Adam Thielen is good for 22 yards on the reception down at the 30-yard line for another Minnesota first down. Empty backfield for Minnesota. Can't find anyone. Looking downfield, and it's hung up in the air and almost picked off. Deion Jones, Ricardo Allen, and DeMonte Casey was looking for a takeaway. The defense is looking for a takeaway. That's what they need. With an incompletion from Kirk Cousins. Keep an eye on Stephon Diggs. He's the most targeted receiver on second down in this game. Handoff is to Cook. A lot of room to run. With a gain of 6 yards. 3rd and 4 coming up. We keep an eye on Stephon Diggs. He's the most targeted receiver on 3rd down in this game, along with Adam Thielen. Pass is incomplete. Looking for Stephon Diggs, and that was incomplete. The pass was short for Diggs. The defense was in zone coverage. We see Kirk Cousins with a deep drop, and then Vic Beasley was in on the pressure, but Stephon Diggs slowed his route. And he was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" Like, the pass was short for Diggs, and the defense creates a 3-and-out from the offense. Dan Bailey to kick it away, the former Dallas Cowboy kicker, and the kick is good. This is an 18-point game, and Dan Bailey kicks it back to Atlanta. We talked when we met with him during the week. But he's held up nicely and what a great offseason it was for the Atlanta Falcons. If the Falcons want to pick up their pace, that means stopping that means tiring out the defense for the Minnesota Vikings. Mohamed Sanu on the reception, good for 30 yards on the pickup, working against Trey Waynes. And Mohamed Sanu has his first reception of the game here in the second half against the Minnesota Vikings. Matt Ryan working to his left. Everson Griffin was under the pressure on Matt Ryan, and Trey Waynes comes down to make the play. And that prevents a touchdown. But it's not just Julio Jones you got to worry about. You got all these receivers, Taylor Gabriel, Austin Hooper, and these running backs for the Falcons. Downfield looking for Gabriel. He's got it. He's down to the 30-yard line with another Atlanta first down. How about the year for Taylor Gabriel, who won third fiddle to Mohamed Sanu and Julio Jones, and they're major weapons for offensively. Meanwhile, Tevin Coleman with a gain of 1. It's the end of the third quarter. And here comes the Matt Ryan and the Falcons on the move. Second down. Looking for Hooper. Incomplete for Austin Hooper. And this is a 3rd down and 9. Which defense is gonna make a play? Play action for Matt Ryan. Wide open is Austin Hooper. And Austin Hooper is down to the 5-yard line. Taylor Gabriel had 3 catches for 76 yards in this game. He's never had a 100-yard game in the NFL. Here is Coleman, end zone touchdown. This is not what you want to see. Eric Kendricks, he has to cover Coleman as he comes across, and so is Anthony Barr. He gets caught up in the traffic, and there's no way you're going to be able to make a play. on Coleman. Harrison Smith tried to make a stop, but couldn't. It's a 6-yard touchdown reception rush for Tevin Coleman. This to make it 28-3. Bryant knocks it through. The Atlanta Falcons are on the board. Again, down the field they go. Coleman in the end zone. Up by 25, and Conley takes a knee, and it's a touchback. And here comes Minnesota back out on the field. Rudolph is in motion, splitting to the right. Cousins with a deep drop, and he's sacked. Vic Beasley, who led the league in sacks, has his first of 2019 with a loss of 5. Vic Beasley, who led the league in sacks last year with 22.5 sacks for the first year pass rush out of Clemson from 2015, and he has set records for the Atlanta Falcons defense. Downfield for Stephon Diggs. What a catch! What a throw and what a grab by number 14. Gain of 36. Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback. He's not like Aaron Rodgers and Cam Newton, but he's much more like these other quarterbacks in there. He puts his best Aaron Rodgers impression, and Stephon Diggs comes up to make the catch, and it was behind with good coverage by Keanu Neal and Robert Alford. He's made some big-time throws in this game to get this offense clicking. Wide open is Treadwell. Brought down immediately by Brian Poole with a gain of 8 yards on the pickup in his 2nd and 2. Towards the end of closing time with 39 seconds left of the game. Wide open is Adam Thielen. Down close to the 10-yard line with another Minnesota first down, and Kirk Cousins is on the move. Remember, the Minnesota Vikings have all 3 of their timeouts left. Over the middle, pass caught, second down, Kyle Rudolph. A gain of 3 yards. Kirk Cousins is on the move, and the Minnesota Vikings used their first timeout with 22 seconds left on the clock. And Adam Thielen on motion going to the left of the Vikings. Pass is incomplete for Treadwell. Keanu Neal breaks it up. 3rd and 7. And this is a critical 3rd down if they want to get on the board. Moving prior to the snap. Grady Jarrett wide open. Stephon Diggs unable to get into the end zone. Ricardo Allen brings him down. And the Vikings are going for it on fourth down. In this case, you better not. The key is not to turn over on downs, because the Atlanta Falcons and it's intercepted in the end zone. Desmond Trufant and the Atlanta Falcons will win it here in week 1 of the season. Desmond Trufant. And Atlanta's going to win for the first time since 1983 here in U.S. Bank Stadium. That pass was intended for Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, and Desmond Trufant comes up to make the interception, but who knows how. But the Atlanta Falcons are going to get one play out of this. Ryan throws downfield for Austin Hooper. It's incomplete. Trey Waynes was on the coverage. And that's it here in Minneapolis. The Atlanta Falcons win at 28-3.